everybody? Jake Trap1983 here. Hello, it's been so long, I know. It's so nice to see all your beautiful faces. It's been like fucking 7 months. Alright, so I'm not even gonna start off, I'm not even gonna do like, I'm gonna bring in you though. So I have another size comparison fellow. Let's get a Freddy in here as well so I can do some more size comparisons in a minute. I'm gonna go grab Lefty. Speaking of Lefty, y'all are going to recognize this exact same build, because guess what? I did what Funko did. I recolored. What? Yeah, I made Carnie. This thing has been done for months now. I just never got around to doing a review for any of these recent figures I made. Like, it's about like 3 or 4 of them I've just recently made. Right there's a lot that I haven't showed off, but I've had done since like June. I have 3 Secret of the Mimic figures that I haven't shown off yet. No, 4 actually. I have Kane. I have a custom figure I built from scratch using some Lego parts. I don't think I did the upgraded Ennard figure. I did have Huggy Wuggy I never showed off. I have the new custom, I have my new fixed and upgraded Burn Trap figure. I have other figures I have to review that I haven't done yet. I have these sons of bitches right here. I have to do the Glam Rocks. I have some Jazzwares figures to review. I have more customs in the back. I have these 2 fellas I have to review. Yeah, that's your sneak peek. And I have to review the upgraded version of him. And there's a little fella in the back there that I have to review. And yeah, so yeah, there's a lot I have to do. There's so little time. Oh, I also have some little extras. I'm going to show him off, these 2 off first. And these are just some little extras I want to show off. So I have a little mini Rena I made using some random parts. These are just some spare browns. It's got a little tire from something, a little ball joint peg there. Using a custom old staff bot I made for the McFarlane figures to match height with. So yeah. It's got some pretty good articulation for how freaking small it is. Its head can look all the way up, a little bit down, tilt, 360. A little bit of waist swivel there on the ball there. Forward, back, side, side, and arms. Kind of pivot there. And then there, and then also have some wrist articulation. It's just a small little extra figure I made for just for the Has Been a Tell figure, so I have like so I have a Nifty. I also have custom plush trap here. This one's actually a little bit more complicated and also a little bit more fragile. This one I worked a little bit harder on, so I didn't know which one I wanted to be nifty. Did I want an actual female? Did I want a little plush trap? Because it's freaking Nifty's practically a little mini like Alistair, and since Springtrap replaces Alistair in that my AU thing, it's like, which one do I want it to be? I settled on neither. I haven't decided yet, but yeah, comment down below. Should it be plush trap or should it be a mini Rena? Comment down below. But for him, it's actually very simple. It's pretty quick. I'll go off the articulation real quick. His head can look up that far, down that far. The ears are fragile. The face is extremely fragile because I wanted the cheeks there, but I didn't know what to do. I didn't give him a jaw, unlike a lot of other things. Arms all the way around. Up that far. No elbow joint, but technically has a bit of butterfly. Wrist on a ball joint. Waist swivel, legs kick out that far, back that far, full split, little ankle pivot, up, down, and I said that in reverse, and then side to side. He's good for what he is. He's nothing special, but like he's still pretty. He does his job. But yeah, comment down below. Should I have plush trap or mini Rena as Nifty in my AU? Yeah. Anyway, so we're gonna get into Carnie here now. I'm honestly not going to go over articulation, because if you've seen this one, you'll know they're the exact same thing down to the freaking face build. Obviously a little bit different because I don't have some of these pieces in brown, specifically light brown, or dark, whatever color this is, I didn't have it in that color. But I will go over some things that are noticeably different. Obviously the color scheme, hat's a little bit different. Rather than being round at the top, it's a lot more square. The eyes are slightly more different. They're a little bit more spread apart, which makes it look a little bit uncanny, but whatever. Jaws, I think, inverted. No. But yes, it is. It's inverted. The jaw's inverted. Because I did not have the piece I used in that in brown. And there's a little sticker on there I was going to get rid of. Still with the double jointed neck. This is, I actually worked really hard to get this. Yeah, I tried really hard to use as many browns as I could to get it look like Lefty. But this is actually a good test so that if I ever want to make my Nightmare based on my Nightmare Fredbear build, I definitely can. So, yeah, there are some gold spots, obviously, because I didn't have enough brown. You're probably wondering, then why the hell does Burn Trap have that? Well, he already had some of those brown parts. AK, majority of him had the brown, except for the head. And this is going to be a quick review. Really, I'm not going to go over much about him other than, like, the accessories and go over some fun poses. Oh, and also the bow tie is different. And obviously the chest's different because that piece doesn't come in white. And neither does the parts I use for the back. Yeah, I'm pretty proud of this figure. I did have to sacrifice. This is actually Funtime Freddy's microphone that I just took and stole. Wait, no, it's not. It's a different one, but I had to take his hand joints. And of course, he's opposite-handed than Lefty. I made a little custom, whatchamacallit, this is a Phaser Blaster I made, which is really big. Fun fact, this is the CMF Lego Movie 2 Tin Man hat there that I just used. Yeah, it's pretty good. It works what it is, and I'm proud of it. You put this little piece right there in his hand, and he can hold the Phaser Blaster, or some of these little fun accessories, which are the little throwing balls. I was going to also add the dart blower, but I did not want to build that. I was lazy. There's also one more accessory if I could find it. Hang on. There it is. Now, he doesn't have one, but I gave him a cane using some old Doc Ock arms, because, well, why not? Speaking of Kane, did you guys see episode 8 of TADC? It was really good, and I love it. Kane's my favorite character in the entire franchise, and possibly even one of my favorite villains in all of fiction. So yeah, now Carnie has a little cane. Maybe I'll give him a little speakerphone, or, yeah, speakerphone, you know, because I know some Carnies have those. Yeah, Carnie's one of my favorite FNAF characters, specifically from the Steel Wool era, because he's fun. I also can do a pretty good impression of his voice, and I think I have that type of, like, showman energy, so I kind of think if I was a FNAF character, I'd love to be William Afton if he wasn't a psychopathic killer. Honestly, I'd more than likely be Carnie. Same with TADC, I'd more than likely be Kane, and that's not me just saying it just because I love Kane. No, I'd probably be Kane. Right down to the freaking depression. But, yeah. So, there's nothing really much I want to talk about with this figure. I could have just made this into a YouTube short review, because it's exactly the same to Lefty. I will leave a link in the description to the Lefty review, because I know someone's gonna complain like, oh, you didn't do the articulation. Yeah, I wanted to save time in editing. Yeah, do you guys know how long it takes me to edit these videos? It takes me like hours, actually. I'm in the middle, like, I used to do it last year. I used to just sit on the bus doing my, like, editing before I go into school in the morning. I'd just be sitting on the bus like, hey, Jake, what you doing? You don't want to know. Sometimes I'll do it when I'm in the car when I'm bored. Sometimes I'll do it on the bus. Sometimes I'll just do it in the middle of lunch. It really depends on how I'm feeling that day, you know. It really depends on how I'm doing, you know. But yeah, so here are some comparisons of Lefty. I already showed off what their differences are, but let's show off some similarities. Their head shapes are nearly the exact same. Same with the torso build, and the arm builds are just slightly different because of piece. Yeah, these arms are almost the exact same. Same with the lower arms. The hands are almost the exact same, just different joint there. No posable thumb, though. That's the one downside. Hips are, like, really just the exact same down to the legs, and especially the feet. I tried my best to keep them as similar as possible. And I think I did a pretty good job, personally. But that's, again, just my opinion. Yeah, they are also, because of the fact that they're basically the exact same. I could just make an instructions list. It's like the perfect Freddy base for anybody who wants to make a custom Freddy figure that's mostly in scale with the Jazzwares figures, especially like here. We'll do those when it comes to the size comparisons, which we'll do in a second. See here next to Lefty, they're like really very similar. I'm really proud of that. Now some height comparisons. Here's him next to your average Freddy. Here's the tie-dye, my custom classic Freddy using the tie-dye Freddy figure. See how big he is compared to him. Next to a bunny figure, we have Glitchtrap, which I'll do a review on him. I'm not going to do I'll just do a quick review here. I just repainted him to be a bit brighter. I did this like months ago, dude. I have to catch up on a lot of figures. I've made a lot of new custom figures, really just repaints, in like the past year, and I haven't done a singular video on any of them because I've been violently sick, violently depressed, or just ran out of ideas. Next to a Jazzwares figure, here's him next to the to the Endo series with a classic Chica. Here is her with the drop-down hips. See how similar they are in height scale. And here's him next to a jump scare figure. Here's him next to the Toy Freddy, who is the only one I could not open the torso of. And with the drop-down hips. Here you go. Oh, and then I already showed him next to Lefty. Here's him. Oh, shit. Shit's fallen. Here's him next to my Burn Trap. Son of a brat. Here's him next to Burn Trap. Speaking of, just to make this video a little bit longer, let's review this son of a gun real quick. Because one person... So, there's very little difference on the lower section here. I just tried to make everything as much as I could brown. Although that's the one bit of yellow that's still there. So I extended the upper arms using some of my retired Mangle custom because now I have the jump scare figure and I'm eventually going to get the Endo series figure. We'll talk about the Jazzwares situation later in a different video. So since I have this, I have nothing but the old Mangle head, so it's a shame. But I don't really care. And the main striking difference is that he has a freaking hips now, new head, and new torso. So, I was in the middle of filming a video for the Has Been a Hotel AU thing. And I tried to do Don't You Forget, but he just kept falling over. So what did I do? I took him downstairs and I fixed him. Gave him a new torso, built using only brown, same with the hips. Built the new hips by myself. This leg is the one problem though. And the head I fixed, made it all brown, and he looks gorgeous. There isn't much to talk about. Its articulation is the exact same, except this is just a little bit too fragile right there. Although it doesn't want to break now, but, you know, you saw it earlier. It broke in the middle of that one. Yeah, there you go. It falls off a lot, and I don't really mind, but I love the figure. Burn Trap was my first that I actually didn't... Well, actually, no. Circus Baby was my first, but that was just me testing the... Well, no. The classic Freddy one that I made that I turned into nothing, actually. I got rid of them. Actually, no, some of his parts went to this guy. A lot of his parts actually went to this guy. But that classic Freddy figure, you know, I had the Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. Actually, the Freddy was one of my first ever videos on this damn channel, so that's very special to me. I upgraded them twice, actually, but they're both all gone now. The only one that's actually still technically standing is the Chica, who was turned to Party Chica from FNAF Secret of the Mimic. Most of Bonnie's parts, actually I don't know where the hell they are. Actually I think most of them went to Mycelium Man. Most of Freddy's, I don't know. I don't know if I even have any Freddy's left. Actually no, I think most of it went to him. Could be wrong though, and same with Bonnie, and I don't know what happened to Foxy. I think Foxy became Kane and slightly Big Top. I don't know. Probably Big Top. Mostly Big Top. Anyways. But yeah, Burn Trap was one of my first, and he's still been the one that I've keep trying to make better and better, and I love him. He will never be leaving my collection, do not worry. So, yeah. But that's kind of it, guys. Oh, right, there's one more thing. Sneak peek to my T13 Springtrap review. Here's them next to... Oh, shit, his phone's gone. Here's some next to my T13 custom ignited / dark Springtrap figure. You can see here how well he goes with them. I actually put Spring Bonnie in there, in that collection, to see if how much he did. He really didn't. It's kind of funny how these guys don't really stand out much in my collection. I mean, they do if you take a closer look, but from a glance, he doesn't really look too different. Yeah, I haven't finished this custom yet, but I took my broken one, and I broken him up more, and I turned him into Dark Springtrap. I'm gonna paint him fucking nearly black soon, so yeah, I'm excited for that. Anyways, yeah, there isn't much to talk about. I haven't really... There's nothing really too different about Carnie than there is to Lefty. That being said, they're completely different. Well, mostly completely different. They're completely different characters from what we're aware of. But they're also so similar that I give them a pass on being severe. That when people forget who Carnie is, I don't blame them, because Carnie's one of the most forgettable. But for me, he's the most memorable, because I think his design adds so many more theories. Like, is he Rockstar Freddy's prototype? Could he end up being a repainted Lefty? What is he? What could he be? Which I think adds so much potential to theories about him. Actually, I have my own, specifically since Lefty looks like a Springlock. I think Lefty and the Rockstars are prototypes for the original four. Specifically, I think that Lefty or Carnie are Fredbear. Because of the hydraulic jaw, the way they kind of captured the puppet looks like Springlocks. Although I know they're mostly fan designs, but I still think they could be canon, because they look like Springlocks. If you look at the fan designs, they look like Springtrap's torso. And not to mention, they have 5 fingers, hydraulic jaw, and the puppet literally is inside of Lefty, and he's it looks mostly human. So I think there's a good amount of reason to believe that he is Lefty is, or like the Rockstar Freddy is a repainted Fredbear. But I don't know. Who knows? But that's just a theory. A Jake Trap theory, while I pose these guys in the background for the thumbnail. But yeah, I have videos planned, a lot of videos planned, mainly that are FNAF related, though I may have a few non-FNAF related projects in the works, specifically with a certain jester. And no, it ain't Pomni. But yeah, that's going to be for today's video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you did enjoy. Hit that bell so you never miss another one of my uploads. Link in the description to my Lefty review, as well as, which is pretty fucking old, and as well as a link to my Discord if you want to join that, chat with me, some of my friends, post some fan art. Nobody does, but you can still do that. You can... I put sneak peeks in there. I made almost for the whole video without coughing. God damn it. You could look at some sneak peeks I put in there. I put in extras, updates about my life, announcements for projects, and some artwork I also put in there so you could see some stuff I've made that you might not normally see. Any updates on stuff like that will all be in there, as well as some projects will be in there as well. But yeah, that's going to be it. Hope you have a wonderful day, guys, and as always, stay glitchy. Bye-bye now.